Good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Artificial Mind. I am Jeremy Strobridge, and my co-host partner is John. How are you today, John?
I feel great. I feel so great. I feel motivated. I'm
You're pumped up?
I'm artificially intelligently ready.
Okay, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. So, so,
Yeah, yeah.
so we got some
One
stuff
or the
for
other.
you, folks. It's been our 1 year anniversary now.
Yes, just this past September we hit 1 year. If you guys haven't noticed, we took a little break. We made a post for you guys on our Instagram to pretty much say that we are going to be changing some of the form. Some of the form is going to be changing around here. We're going to be more conversational. We're just not going to give you pictures all the time.
And hopefully my audio will be better too. I'm tweaking my side. John's side's pretty good, but my side needs some work, so we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, we changed some things in production. We changed some things, mentally. We took a little mental break. We took a brain break, as my kids call it. We took a little brain break, and it was actually nice, to kind of figure out like where are we going with this podcast. It's kind of good to think about that because we were just shelling out. Oh well, what's going to be the next image idea that we're going to do? And I don't know about you, but I know for me, it was like I was a little scared because I kind of had some brain farts, but at the same time, I was like, oh, I mean, if you look at my Midjourney now, I made a couple of them within the last couple of weeks just to have a little
Hmm.
fun, made some backgrounds and stuff, made some very funny ones too. And, and even then I'm sitting there, I'm like, maybe just pushing out images is not what this podcast is supposed to be about. It's more, to tap into the artificial mind. And I think we're really going to tap into it moving forward now. I'm very excited with the format that we chose. And but yeah, man, what are your thoughts about this whole thing? What were you going through the last?
So the last couple weeks I've kind of been busy with work and all that, but I'd have ideas while I was working on it. I hmm, I guess the only thing I could think about really, I saw The Creator yesterday. I guess I should throw that in there because that's the AI news.
Ooh,
Up to that point, I didn't really have a whole lot, but lovely, lovely movie saved the day once again. Um, so would you like to tell you all about this movie without spoiling it?
absolutely. Give it to me.
So this was an AI inspired movie in a sense. This takes place, let's see, it's 2023 now, 20, so about another 30, 40 years in the future. And
Okay,
we've made robots that basically have AI in them. And it kind of goes into the folklore a little bit of T2, where like Los Angeles ends up getting a nuclear bomb struck on it. So basically, the
that's
West.
that's actually real funny. I watched Terminator Genesis last night.
There were so many little similarities like that, but so basically, the West outlaws AI. Haha. Yeah, the West does, and then China and Asia. Actually, they call it New Asia now. So let me be precise. It's called New
Interesting.
Asia, and over there, the police, the humans, and the robots all get together, are all friendly. They work with each other against us. And there's another group of robots called, I want to say, simulatrons. So they're basically like this kind of like a gateway robot. So if one of your downed policemen die, they can take a chip out of your head, put it into this simulatron, and get information from like the last 30 seconds before your death. So that's how they're prying information throughout this movie is they're taking out these chips of dead people, putting them into these simulatrons, getting information. I was like, that's very interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff in that movie, but I thought it was interesting that the West actually was against the AI and not the other way around. But that was a good plot.
That's actually very funny too. That they would be the ones to We would be the ones to outlaw it. But yeah, I mean, we always have these cool stories that involve artificial intelligence. One of them being Westworld. I love Westworld. You know, one of my favorite shows. You know, it didn't have a great run, but that first season was really good. I actually really liked the second season. I think it was like three or four, four. It was 4 seasons. You know, but people are now starting to get more in touch and starting to make, yeah, like they're making more things with AI. And it's kind of interesting. It's very interesting. I'm curious to see what's next.
I guess the big thing that I've been thinking of is like, what's the next thing to come? You know, because we've had our AI music, um, and I've kind of said that I almost see like in the future like a jukebox setup where you go into restaurants and you could actually queue up a Kurt Cobain song that he never sang. You know, but I also see this coming in movies too. With the NPCs actually, Starfield. They just, I don't know if you know this, but Vasco, the robot on that game, will actually call you by your name that you typed in at the beginning of the game if you have a popular name within English literature or the English language.
Well, it's actually funny. It's funny you mention that because it's not just popular names. Because there's other names like you could be Captain Boobies and Captain
Nice.
Titties and Captain Fuckface. Yeah, so I mean the AI algorithm that they have for that, and let's talk about Vasco for a
Yeah.
second. You know, he reminds me a lot of the cat Tars from Interstellar.
Oh, yeah. The big calendar looking thing. It was like a walking calendar or a walking watch. He looked like a big Timex watch or something.
Yeah, it was something, and like yeah, and like the way that they have these AIs and like the in these media outputs, it's really cool to see how Vasco is so emotionless but still so.
He's the one that's always trying to prove to you, like he brings back a dead animal kind of. It's, look what I did for you. Look what I did for. He's the only one that actually like goes out and proves himself.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good companion too.
But yeah, there's like the NPCs, the AIs getting out there now where they will actually have conversations with you. And I saw one where someone asked an NPC what happens after you shut the game off, and he's like, "I go blind," or "It goes dark and nothing happens." And it's going to start getting really weird with that kind of thing. NPCs.
It will.
That's what's going on in like movies and music, but I haven't seen too much in art lately.
Yeah, I have. I've actually been seeing a lot of interesting things in art. I've been seeing a trend now where people are getting either themselves or like celebrities, and they're getting like these like 80s photos made of them, and it's actually really cool.
There are certain like subject matter that I have been seeing people using with it. I saw, God, what was it? A Victorian version of Seinfeld. Like all the characters were in Victorian times.
Oh, I
That
like
was
that.
neat looking.
I like that a
Yeah.
lot. There's been some very interesting AI trends. Very interesting AI trends. Uh, is there a trend? Is there another trend that's caught your eye that you've been want that you want to talk that
Not
you've seen
necessarily.
and
I
you're just
just
like, oh,
I
that's
see
pretty
them
cool.
becoming tighter knit trends. Like they're not all just all over the place now. Like there's bigger ones. Like everyone's trying this. Kind of like an like your ice cube challenge or the ice bucket challenge. You know, everybody gets into that. So now we got all these little
Yeah,
AI things going on uh, with certain subject matter, like the Victorian thing. Or I've seen people doing what we did in the beginning with a UFO um, schematics and stuff like that. I've seen some people go off with that. Um, Even Starfield, man, that's bleeding into Midjourney. I've seen some people doing some ships on there that make me really jealous.
I've seen people do like ship blueprints.
Yeah,
Like they're making blueprints on Midjourney and then like actually bringing those like blueprints to life, which is it's amazing.
kind of like those people that make Lego ships out of nothing. They just start schematic. They become engineers basically.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, look, let's talk about because Midjourney did have a lot of updates since August,
Are we up to version
and
6, 5?
no version. So I'll get to that. We'll actually talk about version 6 very soon because version 6 is coming out very soon. It's coming out very soon. But I want to start off with we have here. So Midjourney has a magazine now,
Oh, is that the one you were telling me
and
about, or a completely different
yeah,
one?
no, the one I was just telling you about the other day. They're up to issue 7. I didn't realize that they were covered out with all these magazines. I ordered mine. It is a $4
Yeah,
subscription a
that's what you
month,
were saying.
and it is a fit it. And what's cool about it is that it's an actual physical magazine.
I missed those.
Yeah, it's a physical magazine they send to your house monthly. So I'll read the description here. It says a monthly magazine to showcase the diverse creativity of the Midjourney community.
Shrug.
Subscribe and receive issue 7 featuring artwork from Midjourney version 5.2. Estimated delivery is mid October, and each magazine features a selection of artwork curated from the 10,000 most highly rated images, as well as interviews from Midjourney community members. So, I mean, I'm very excited to see what they're doing here. Um,
That'd be cool to end up
do
in
you
their
want to know some
magazine.
frequently asked questions that they have? We are exclusive to Midjourney art, except the Loab Woman episode, which was and the lost 27. No, no, those were not Midjourney esque episodes, but everything else, and we did another episode, a music episode, which wasn't Midjourney either, but we do promote Midjourney. All our images are made through Midjourney 100%, 100% of the time. So any image that you see on our Instagram, our Midjourney profiles, Facebook, anything that you have us on. We don't have a lot of socials at the moment, but it is all Midjourney. Um,
It just worked out that way. I mean, that's what we started with and liked it. So,
Yeah, and I've used Full Journey, I've used Dolly, I've used all these other ones, Runway, but to me, nothing compares to Midjourney. We are not affiliated with them. We are not sponsored by them. I am just telling you from my purest heart that they are the best.
well, I'm glad you tried out the other ones because I never did. I just started this one, was like, I like it. And yeah, I guess I'm like that. It's like that with phones too. I don't go with two different carriers, I stick with one.
It works with community too. Midjourney has a really good community. They're very vocal. There's always like we're both part of the 1,000 club. And they have a whole section just for guys like us because we're super users, where we could just talk to the 1,000 club.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some FAQs here for the magazine.
So, is this magazine, is it a good normal size of a magazine or is it kind of a smaller version? Like,
I have no idea. But yeah, I do have some FAQ here. The first question is, who should I contact with questions about my subscription? The answer is, if you're not able to resolve your question through the magazine subscription portal, you may email billing@midjourney.com. The next one is, how can I manage my subscription? You may manage your subscription by entering your email address in the magazine subscription portal. How can I order multiple copies of the magazine? There is currently no way to order multiple copies of the magazine, but we are hoping to add this feature in the near future. We produce a small number of extra copies for free distribution in schools, stores, and community
that's
groups.
cool.
Use this form, which there's a link to apply to our distribution list. I've applied for the distribution list, so I'm hoping to receive an answer soon. Next one. I didn't receive my magazine. What should I do? After subscribing, you will receive the issue that was advertised on the website of the time of subscribing, as well as subsequent issues. If you have not received your magazine within 4 weeks of the latest issue release, as announced on Discord, please contact billing@midjourney.com. We got a few more here. When will I receive my magazine? New issues are created on a monthly basis and typically shipped towards the end of the month. Check the Midjourney official announcements on Discord for updates on each issue release. Please allow 7 to 10 days for delivery within the US. International shipping can take additional time, so please allow 3 to 4 weeks for delivery outside of the US. As of July 2023, we're working with a European based production partner to expedite shipping times to the European Union, Middle East, and Africa. And we're hoping to add an Asian production partner in the future. Three more. Does the magazine ship internationally? Yes, it does, but shipping is available globally, but shipping times may vary significantly. Is there a digital version of the magazine? There is no digital copy of the magazine. Our intent is to highlight the work of the community through the power of the printed format. We see the magazine as an opportunity to step away from the screen and enjoy human creativity at a different
That's why they
pace.
did it.
Yep. And the last one is, how are images chosen to be featured? Can I submit an image for the magazine? For each issue, we aggregate the community's highest rated jobs on Midjourney into a library of 20,000 images. Our team then manually goes through this batch, hand selecting a few hundred images that form a short list of selects for the magazine. Images are selected based on a number of factors, including conceptual clarity, originality, beauty, strikingness, stylistic diversity, and composition. Overall, we aim to showcase a diverse range of interests and techniques that reflect our community. We do not take direct submissions for the magazine. To increase the likelihood of being featured on the magazine, we encourage you to be active and create using our public Discord channels.
I wonder if they notify you if they are putting you in their magazine. I would think they would.
I would think so too. I would hope so. Check your emails.
So we were talking about this a while back, and I just kind of had an idea. It reminded me of you should check this a magazine out sometime called Ad Busters. It was kind of an anti consumerist magazine, but it was very artsy, almost a pre-Midjourney thing. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be, and I'm hoping they kind of go with that. That's how many pictures did you say that was? 20 or 10,000?
I mean,
that's a good magazine.
So it says that there's 10,000 in each issue. I don't know, and interviews with community members as well. So I think that that's a big step for Midjourney to showcase.
Unlike most magazines, where you have to have photographers and go out and take pictures, and you probably got 3 or 4 pictures for your article, and the rest is all advertising. I think with this, you're going to see a lot of content and not so much commercialism. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it was very interesting. So I have a list here. So there is Juxtaposed, Art Forum, Aesthetica, Art Review, the Art Newspaper, Flash Art Magazine. These are just a few like other art magazines that are out there, but I do have a list here of the top 12. I have a list here of the top 12 here. Number 12 is Extra. Number 11 is Shadow Play Magazine. Number 10 is Plasticome Magazine. Number 9 is Juxtapose.
I've heard of Juxtapose.
Number 8 is High Fructose.
I've heard of that one. Those two kind of go with that Ad Busters a little bit too.
Interesting. Number 7 is Flash Art. Number 6 is Cura. Number 5 is Art Review. Number 4 is Art Nexus. Number 3 is Art Forum. Number 2 is Apollo, and number 1 is Aesthetica. And now Midjourney is getting into it now. So this is actually going to be very interesting to see Midjourney come into the magazine space and where they're going to go from here with it.
I wonder what their magazine's going to be like. If it's going to be your typical, very smooth, the paper quality and stuff like that of magazines nowadays, or will they go to something a little more old school? They probably won't be doing comic book paper, but I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, so now more on Midjourney. So they have the magazine out, um, and so I have a couple updates here. So on the 10th of August, they upgraded their GPU clusters, which pro and mega users immediately have access to the new GPU pool. These jobs also consume 1.5 fewer GPU minutes, meaning they're also cheaper, so you'll be able to get more. Anyone who upgrades their membership to Pro Mega should immediately get priority access to the new GPU pool, and any spare computers from this pool will randomly accelerate jobs from standard and basic tiers at no extra cost.
I wonder if they're just going to end up doing a full up across the line subscription. So when you get Midjourney on your computer, you'll also get the magazine and whatever kind of media they end up doing down the road, like a package, if you will.
Yeah, another thing that they added in is something they called vary with in parentheses region. Think of this as like a Photoshop in the Discord app. I don't know if you've used this before yet, Stro. It is actually super cool. So you get an image, right? And if there's something in the image that you don't like, for example, hands, if you don't like the hands, you draw a circle around the hands and maybe you could either write something in the prompt or not write anything at all, keep it the same, and it will change the section that you request to be changed. And what it does, it changes it, and it's a really cool feature. Some tips and tricks. Some tips and tricks. Well, first, how do you use it? So it appears underneath the ups. It appears underneath the upscales, and if you click it, an editor will appear, which will let you re-roll a specific area of the image. So if you type /settings and click remix mode, you will also get a text box in your editor, which will allow you to change and modify the prompt for the region. Some tips and tricks that we have here is the feature works best on large regions of the image. It's not a magic fix, and often it may be best to do a vary instead. Changing the prompt will work best if it's a change that's more matched to that image, adding a hat on top of a character, for example, versus something that's extremely out of place, like a dolphin in a forest. But in best case scenario, you can use the prompt remixing feature as a general purpose. In painting system, however, you should be warned that this can sometimes be quite frustrating as the system may fight your intent.
No, we had that issue too. Like when anything first comes out, it's kind of that. I'm not going to say glitchy. It kind of wants to fight you a little bit on what you want.
And yesterday we got some information about version 6. We're now at 5.2. And 5.2 looks fan yeah, 5.2 looks fantastic if you haven't seen it. But what we have, okay, so what we have,
What you got?
a couple things that so I have an article here from the Medium. Midjourney 6 is coming soon. What are the expected changes and what we wish to see? Uh, so you know the feelings when you stumble upon something that not only ignites your creativity but also feels like it was made just for you. And that's exactly how I felt when I discovered Midjourney. And this is word for word from a Michael King. So he explains how like you could really what we talked about all these episodes, you know, going into that further deeper point in your mind, whether it's the vast regions of the darkness or the brightest parts, you tap into an imagination that
Well, it lets all those outlets of creativity that you had no way of getting out before into something. That's why I like to make Journey was like you could imagine things. Well, both of us. You always say I was a drawer. Thank you for saying that, but I wasn't that much of a drawer. But compared to my drawings to Mid Journeys, it's so much better. And a lot of people would complain that that's no longer art, that's cheating and stuff. And I guess when I'm doing it, I'm not going for the defined term of art, because I think a lot of people's version of art nowadays is they want to make money off it, whereas all these were just like fulfilling my creative juices. Like I've always wanted to see this. I've always wanted to see this. I've always wanted to see this. Did I want to make money behind it? No, I just wanted to see it. So that's what Midjourney's done for me, is lived out a lot of my little imagination clusters of stuff over the years. Like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. And Midjourney's been able to do that for me in most cases.
So what we have here, so V6 has some expected features. What are the features expected for V6? It is anticipated that Midjourney V6 would add several improvements and new capabilities to the platform, making it more robust and user-friendly than ever before. So here are all the verified enhancements and highly weighted expected features. So more control over variations, smarter natural language processing, and higher image resolution are three things that
I think the language one's
our
the biggest one they should work on. I think all the other things that they've worked on has been great. As like each version comes out, they get better and better. I think the one that they still need to work on is the prompts. The prompts have gotten a lot better, don't get me wrong, but those are still behind all the other things that they've worked on. They need to bring that one up to the rest of the group that's evolving, I guess.
yeah.
And they are.
Yeah, it is interesting, and some highly, uh, highly weighted expected features is improved hand generation and video generation.
I wonder if they ever will actually incorporate a video setting. You know how you can make certain pictures move, like from an angle. They just show like a 3D image of the person or something. I was kind of
Yeah,
wondering if they might do that down the road, where they can take 2 or 3 pictures and make it move, like give it the act of movement.
that would be interesting. I would like to see that too. To be honest with you, I want to see. I personally want to see video generation. They kind of mess with it in some of the older modes, but you have to like go back a few steps in order to do a little video generation. I think it could be way better. I think we could add the aspect ratios to it, and I think that would be fun. Something simple, and instead of just like progressive images, just like maybe a stick figure walking down the street, you
Got to
know,
start somewhere.
so something like that. Yeah, and I think if we go in that direction, it would help a lot, especially for a lot of content creators. If you look at some of the like in the show and tell and the work in progress in Midjourney, there is some amazing work on there. I mean, I'm looking at one right now. He's making a comic book, and all the art on it looks very consistent. It looks a lot of the same. They're doing a really good job with it. So I'm loving.
Let me ask you a question. Have you been to any kind of comic book convention last year?
Not
Okay.
last year.
I'm wondering, because I'm going to the one November,
I went to one like
and I'm wondering if I'm going to start seeing this kind of stuff there, like Midjourney inspired, because they're starting to bring in the ones I'm going to. I'm starting to see more commercial advertising stuff, but it's not like Pepsi or something stupid. I mean, it goes with the Comic Con, basically, like art and all that. So I've been seeing these little
yeah.
things pick up now. So I'm hoping maybe Midjourney might get their butt out there, preferably out in your area where it's really popular, and show some stuff off. I guess that magazine would help
Yeah,
too.
it wouldn't be a hard buy, to be honest with you. But yeah, the magazine is going to help them. But hey, that's really all I got for today. I'm very excited for V6. I'm very excited for our new format. I'm very excited for this magazine.
Yeah, I want to see that magazine
I'm just
too.
very excited. Yeah, I mean, I just checked the portal now. They say they're going to be shipping in about a week or two. So when it comes in, I just got the subscription about maybe 3 or 4 days ago. So if you're going to get this magazine, if you want issue 7, subscribe to the magazine today. They actually have several codes that you can use for your first month.
Some promos. I'm just very curious when I see that first magazine, and how big it's going to be. For I mean, $4 is cheap for a magazine now. I think most magazines are almost $10 now, so it'll be interesting if they get popular enough, they could blow some of the magazines out of the water with their $4 magazine. They don't have to hire photographers. They don't have to hire writers. So I guess they are saving quite a bit on stuff. They just got to, yeah.
They have us. They have guys like us. And in saying that, man, we will see you. This is not a weekly podcast anymore. This is a semi or a bi-weekly, whatever it is. So you won't see us next week. You'll see us the week
Come
after.
with your paychecks.
Thank you guys for yeah. Come with your paychecks. Buy some merch. Check out our Midjourney profiles, the whole shebang. Check out cleansanchezmedia.com. And Strobridge, you got anything else to end?
Yeah, send us any kind of ideas you got, any suggestions. If you'd like to be on the show, we'd like to put people on the show. It's just we never really gotten too many people to do it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Where's all you attention hungry people?
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about AI.
Get in the groove.
So long, farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Let bygones be bygones, all that stuff. So
have a good week, people.
Have a good one.